Okay, so in today's video I am going to go over the Alliance War, how to attack, how to counter, but before I do, it's just turned 5 in the afternoon, so it does depend on the time zone you're in, but new items come in and it normally is about 8 hours between each time, so just turned. And looking at the items, I don't need to buy any urgently, so I'll save it, just go through the stores. Yep, I think they're going to give off the one above. So the basic one's improved basic catalyst, then it's advanced, then it's superior. So if we go back to stores, then it'll be augmented. So can you see that green square there and that first word? If I go to this, eventually I reckon augmented basic catalyst was going to be part of it. For now it's not there, so just going through the stores. Always good to refresh and go through them. Nothing of fancy, to be honest, so just leaving it. Okay, so a lot of gold stars here, which is a good sign that most of my characters are starting to get there. Adam Warlock, it's only 10, but don't have him, so it's not really worth it. Wouldn't mind just basing it on luck for that. Yeah, and Ultimus, I'm just over the halfway mark anyway, so let's just go through to the Alliance War. It's very useful to know counters. I'll go in depth in a specific video, but because of the time basis and how many attacks I've got, we are currently in the lead against these opponents. If I go to participation on the bottom left, this comes up. So all players, you want to basically, I filter it out by damage points. And like I said in yesterday's video, Tumbleweed in the opponents is most likely going to be the strongest one. And that is the case. He seems to be doing the most attacks. Carnage on our alliance, he's done very well. High attacks and all sorts. He's definitely the highest attack power in our alliance, and I can see that because he's blue and he's number 2 there. If I filter all players to my alliance and do the same again, damage points, I come in currently at 3rd. That's not with my attacks yet. As you can see, I'm quite a few attacks behind. Pretty good attacks. Raiden's done a good amount, but similar in power there. If I go to the opponents, you can see who your stronger ones are. Not necessarily, but these guys might have the best defense because they might be the better experienced players and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's not really too much of a focus for now. If I go to attack, I've got 5 attacks remaining. A team's saying let's target barracks. Before I do, let's just see why. Engineering, yep, it doesn't. Okay, here's my reason why we wouldn't attack this. First of all, it says adjacent. If it says adjacent, like I said yesterday, that key symbol there, where it's now in red, yep, this applies here. But if we go back to where I said in the first one, you can't see because it's all burnt out, but Flight Deck 2, this one had that key thing there, and that's how it works. The adjacent room, and that's engineering, as you could see here just there. If I go back to engineering, that's where it comes from, adjacent, and it's pointing up, so that's how it works. It doesn't have the effect of global. Like for example, if we go to security, this room has an adjacent defense down on us where they're enemies, and if I went to the room above, that's how it affects us. And this room, luckily we destroyed it because it's a global room. Now they're going to be weaker because it has a global effect. Okay, now the barracks, I attacked some of these earlier. Okay, in this case I actually attacked them all. Yeah, okay, it is me. Okay, so what I did was my power armor team versus the it wasn't a proper shield team, but they were, you know, clearing. So 5 players, no one got destroyed on my side. Again, my supernaturals versus the Sinister 6, and I cleared them at full health, and there's a reason for this particular team. I'll do some other time. With my X-Men team, 5 again, and 5 attacks on the supernatural, and I won. Key was to go for Doctor Strange first, because if you go for a character who can revive last or later, you're just doing half the amount of work. Right, so to give my team a bit more of a boost, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to attack this particular room because I attacked quite a few on this one, and it's psychological. I'm going to attack this room mainly first. I'll see how I feel, and as I progress, this room, it's got a defense boost on their Black Order. Now, this team has a power of 424, and based on the amount of attacks I've got to do, the time that's remaining, 2 hours 48 in this case, I need to attack. And personally, sorry, I'll go back 1 second. Personally, the this particular Black Order team is the highest in power out of this room, and it would be third highest in this one because this one would beat it, and so would this one. Now, like I said, I want to focus on this one room. I'm going to attack Black Order. The count of a Black Order is a Black Order. There may be other teams, but for now, I'm going to stick with mine. The reason why mine's got an advantage is because I've got, let's see, match power, just 203 power difference. Now, there's a timer at the bottom here for how long you can get to select. Luckily, you can be careful, don't take up Proxima Midnight and need them full team. Okay, so if we were to compare, that's my current Black Order. My lowest attack or defense is in my Cult Obsidian. He's in the purple tier 12, I think, and the opponent has 2 of them, so it should be fairly straightforward. But then again, never get too over the top, but best bet, so I'm just gonna go for it. So all attacks, in my recommendation, even though it's obvious, go straight for Cult Obsidian because he taunts and he gets all the energy. Luckily, position wise, Ebony Maw is next to him, and there's a reason why that's a good thing for me, because he's the one that heals the team. Okay, that was a bit of big damage. That Ebony Maw is not strong. Yeah, it's not that strong. Okay. So there are ISOs that particularly work well on the opponents. Luckily, the time shift didn't work on mine. Mine worked on this clearly. Yeah, big clear difference. I am going to go straight for Ebony Maw. Yeah, that's one big worry out the way. I could have done that middle move, but it's just good to get rid of Ebony Maw. He's a very dangerous one. He's actually my strongest individual in this. Thanos is second. Very, very close. Okay, and the good thing about my Corvus Clave, he's on Striker, so he can attack twice provided the opponent's got a purple ISO attack on them. Okay, I'm going to lose Ebony, no, Corvus Clave. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm getting stunned, that's fine. I'm going to stun theirs. Maybe not. Okay, don't need to heal my team, it's fine. I can use the Insidious Whisper. Defense down, attack up for us. Okay, like I said, Cult Obsidian is the one with the highest power. Now we're going to just do the Celestial Barrage. Oh yeah, come on. Destroyed them. So this is why it's worth investing one team at a time fully. It may seem long-winded, but it does make a difference in attacks like this. Straightforward. I've got 4 out of my 5 characters. For some reason, my Corvus Clave does seem to be getting attacked quite a bit, and cleared like straight away from the rest of them. But he's not that. Yeah, actually, no, I don't know. That's the enemy's one. He's not. Mine's not that weak. It's in tier 13, but obviously there's room for growth. But surprising. I need to look into that. Probably because I ain't got the full orange gears on him. Anyway, so I can see again for the opponent. Now this team looks strong, but it's not a popular team, so they're not going to really be strong. So they're all tier 13s. Let's see what I've got to counter them. I'm not going to use my Spider-Man symbiotes. Sorry, not my symbiotes team. Let's see what we can do. I want to see how much my overall power comes in if I bring in my Black Panther, Shuri, Miss Marvel is a good one because them two do work well together. Kestrel's not really needed for this one, but she is very strong, quite overly powered. Who do I need? This is probably not the best team to attack with, but Silver Surfer is very strong. Kestrel's very strong. Okay, it's very important to look at the the bottom. This one's got healing properties, and that's always the best one to go for first. I think this guy is the one who taunts. Okay, so I am in surplus of power, but that does seem a bit unusual. Let's see, one more check. You know what? Let's just do it for fun. Okay, it's best to aim for one player at a time. That way you don't beat a few members and then have a weak team. Now this one, I'm going to do power up, Hunter Spirit. Attack up goes higher. Like I said, she always brings in something to the team, Miss Marvel. Okay, heal block for everyone, and that's going to be very useful because this guy can't do anything. Yep, okay, I'm going to go straight for the healing guy. Done. Not that strong a team. That guy does a taunt, and I've already cleared one character out, so I'm doing a good start. Okay, now with Shuri doing that defense up thing and Black Panther with, you know, power up and that glowing purple thing, I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to use this attack called Panther Rush, and it attacks everyone. Okay, unfortunately I didn't get to use the abilities that where Black Panther can keep attacking once he's cleared an enemy, but it's fine, just need to win. Okay, gonna attack in the middle because these three are equidistant, and this one, Lightspeed Blitz from Kestrel, attacks all three of them. Boom, done. Straightforward. Probably a bit too overpowered, but it's the end of the Alliance War, and going big on the attacks is best instead of going under sometimes, depending on the team. If the team has a power over them but they're weaker in overall power, it can work. That's a big jump, 718. I'm not seeing the counter needed for Asgardians, and to be honest, other people can take on these Asgardians because there's Drax instead of Thor. Silly move. Okay, this one's gonna be an easy attack, what I'm about to do. So the defenders are not that strong a team. H4H is a good team. Okay, they got Night Nurse, that's different. So without Punisher, every time I attack Daredevil, it doesn't do anything. So in fact, it's actually even worse. Iron Fist is definitely the worst one to face against. Then it's Luke Cage, in my opinion. I hope that's his name. Okay. So 718. The reason I'm going to go for that is to get a high attack. I don't suggest using a symbiote team, especially with this power. I'm not bragging, but 788 power is definitely over theirs, and there's a very strong team. I don't suggest it, but because it's the end of the war, I need to get rid of my attacks, and I want to definitely guarantee wins. I'm going to go for it. If I don't win, I'll be very shocked. The only way they're going to win, in my opinion, is if the game crashes. But then I can attack. So the best thing about this team is, once these guys attack, they just get faster and faster because Carnage is the main guy. Spider-Man symbiote, I'm going to go over here, attack in the middle, get 2 extra attacks, meaning I get 2 extra people, Iron Fist and Night Nurse. I'm going to go for Night Nurse because I don't want them to be healed. The objective is to win. Okay. Jessica Jones is going to clear out a lot of these negatives, so it's best just to go straight for it. So if I just spread it, actually, let me just do a negative on her. Yeah, it's ability block, that's good for me. Okay, and she's healed quite a lot of health. The good thing is, in overall damage, if they keep healing and you keep attacking, you're going to get more power anyway. But in this case, let's just go for speed now. I used to have Anti-Venom as a healer, but then I put him as a striker. And the reason for that is because then he attacks twice. and there's a lot of bleeds. Very good for that. The only disadvantage about this team is that they bleed the enemies a lot, which is really good for Dark Dimension, but then they're very slow. Sounds weird. Dark Dimension is no problem because there's no rush, but when it comes to raids, they're just not that useful. So this guy's got all negatives, that one's got all negatives. This attack here from Carnage, he's going to do this, which is called Slaughter. Okay. This one is based on every negative effect on them, and it just increases by so many amounts. I attack both, 2 in 1. I'm going to go straight for Jessica Jones as the main one. She can just, take out all the negative effects, or rather just do all the easy work. She Anti-Venom heals the lowest HP member of the team with a strike, and then the second attack gives more bleeds. Anyway, like I said, straightforward, full health. I only did this for the power, and I'll show you what it does for the overall attack power in Alliance War. So that's another clear win. Big points. And okay, here's another tactic to do in Alliance Wars. Just a second, let it load. Yeah, okay. So I've done all of this person. So Rogue Warrior might not like me because they're all attacks from me. Okay, so if I go back, I've got 3 more attacks to do. But naturally, if you was to see a big team, you'd be like, oh god, big team to attack. But if you see lower teams like this, then you got more confidence in just clearing the room. If I do 1 room at a time, this person is my target, because if I went on this one, which I can do, what's going to end up happening is it's going to be scattered here and there. Then it's going to be a waste of time. These guys can catch up. They still technically got a chance to catch up, but if I clear barracks on the left side, like as you can be seen, this room underneath directly will open. Maybe this one. And it's always a room next to it. So if I go back to participation, all players, and damage points, I'm at the top. Oh, sorry, that's my alliance. If I got opponents, all players, I'm at the top. Haven't even done 3 attacks yet, and I've won every attack that I've done. So that's based on experience, really. I don't always get that. This is just a straightforward, easy ball for me. There's been times when I've just lost, and I'm like, but practice makes perfect. But new teams do make their breakthroughs, if you want to call it that. I might struggle to beat this team now, and that's me being honest. 700,000 power, and that room is number 10. That's the 10, so we know now that's the strongest. They might put some defense boosts on, they might not, but I can probably take on. These probably will struggle through now with the teams I've got. Yeah, I'm going to struggle with that now. But going through counters, which I'll cover in depth some other time, it's quite useful to know, okay, attack this level power defenders. I'm not going to use my symbiotes on this because that was just a waste. Plus, the enemy doesn't have any Asgardian, so that's why I just thought just do it for the video. But yeah, it just comes down to the right counters for the right teams. So if I did, for example, a random attack on any of these teams without any strategy, they could have actually a defense power over me. I could do one more for the video. For this team, I can take that one on, provided I haven't used a single member. This is an easy one. The only disadvantage I got is a defense down. These are in the same sort of range of power I have for my X-Force team. X-Force is the counter for them. Yeah, I haven't used them. 298 power. So this is my team that I would use against them. It will be the X-Force team, because X-Force is the counter. Okay, so got similar strengths. Sort of opponents. So my Deadpool is 75. My lowest is 47 X23, and that's the same sort of range, ironically, as the opponent. Probably except for this one, actually. But yeah. Anyway, X-Force is the counter. So Got to take into account that defense down, but it should be okay. The reason it should be okay is my advantage is that my team has a natural ability to beat theirs. That's what each alliance defense team needs to be as strong as possible. Okay, so I'm going to just go straight for it, and I'm going to get the mercenary lieutenant mainly because he's the one that gives more speeds, and obviously the more attacks that they get, the harder it is for me. Shuri, because she can heal, you know, they got heal block. Now this is where it's going to be harder for me. Okay, I'm not going to use this attack hack and slash on Taskmaster because he can't be rebounded. If I just use it on these two, it will just attack these guys. Okay, luckily it was a great straightforward. Okay, I'm going to use the big ultimate attack, Psychic Surge. Or Physics Surge, I didn't read it properly. Yep. And just using the bigger attacks. Yeah, and this one is the Bounty Hunter one. I like this attack. Okay. And this one, Overload. Yeah, it was Psychic Surge. This one's Overload. It will slow them down with the speed. And straight into that. Done. Easy. That's why it's useful to know your counters. Nice straightforward victory, and I got 5 players. It doesn't make a difference I got 5, but it does help just because you know your team's stronger. Looking at the score, the opponent is making a catch up. We're near 800 points, so we're okay, but again, they can catch up. So yeah, let's see what else we can do. Yeah, to be honest, it's just take on the easier teams now because I've done all my big attacks. Like this one will be a supernatural because Doctor Strange's negative tornado spin, whatever it's called, is really good against Doc Ock's healing abilities, and it's all bleeds. So it's little things like that. I will guide you guys as I do more videos. But yeah, that's it for now. And yeah, just keep on top of it. Keep an eye out for your alliance. Help them at all times. Work together. Do big attacks. And just, that's it. Oh, the last thing. At the moment, I'll be most victorious player on my side. Unless, for example, Carnage or a few others like Raiden overtake me. But it's at the end of the war, so let's see who wins. But the main thing is to win. Is the war is because your power goes up, your alliance oppositions start to become harder, but then you get more rewards for it. So yeah, that's how you do alliance war. Over and out.